Yes, she is. Thank you.
Yes.
And welcome to Comics League Dark. I am Jared. I'm here till Ladia Plays. What's up, brother?
I am well. Just been a busy last couple of days for me. So
Amen. So today we have some unexpected topics, to say the least. So, you know what? Let's talk about what was on the thumbnail. Let's talk about the fact that they're finally adding Slade Wilson to Suicide Squad's Kill the Justice League. And may I say this? And what's up, QT Comics? May I say this? This is the first thing I said when I saw the design. They literally nailed it. They nailed it. That is Deathstroke right there. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Hey, what's up, QT? Look at this, guys. This is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Deathstroke. And if the leaks are to be believed and the corroborating discussion that you have with Miller Ross, which, by the way, he was right about 100% of the stuff that has happened so far, so I tend to believe that. Batman's returning in this episode.
yes, and guys, if you haven't checked out my channel, make sure you come over.
Yeah, exactly.
Little
But
cheap plug.
yeah, of course. And yeah, so the interesting about this, that I was very surprised because I'm like, wait a minute here. They actually nailed the design because, as you guys know, looks similar to Tony Daniels' run Deathstroke. Yeah, similar. Yeah, exactly. So It's like, now it's been no secret that Talati and I have had a very wait, this is the last DLC. It's the last added character because, according to Ross, it's going to be 5 seasons. So,
this is the last DLC character.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be apparently another season, but they may cram season 5 into season 4 because that's what Miller said.
Yeah. So okay. So in that case, and JJheat's here. So JJheat, they finally got a design right.
This game is still active.
Yep, they're doing one.
Is that a reaction?
Yep. So they're doing 1 to 2. So basically, either this is going to be the last season, or season 5, Tevye, is going to be the end. It's going to be basically the newly revived League and the Suicide Squad fighting against Brainiac and finally defeating him. Because what they'll tell you behind the scenes, this Deathstroke has been killing Brainiac, so that's why we don't have to fight all 13.
And another thing too, as well, in season 5, apparently Superman returns as well. Remember, that's what Miller said.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the interesting thing about this. So, and here's the interesting thing, Taladia, and I heard this from people that have data mined the game. I can't verify this, but I just want to throw this out there. The Justice League apparently have movesets programmed in the game.
What?
I can't verify this. And if you notice, when season 3 did, they added 4 new lockers, which leads some people to think, are we actually going to be able to play as the Justice League when this is done?
If that's the case, I'm re-downloading the game.
If that's the case, I will never undownload this game ever. In which case, I call Superman.
I will say this. You can get this DLC for 99 cents on stream.
So, JJheat, were you on the stream when I said what I did to Nick?
No,
I think so.
No, he wasn't here. He wasn't here when.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what I did is so this game is $3 in the stream, right? So I made him promise that if I bought it for him, he would play it on his stream, and I bought it for him. So he has to play Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Well, you only lost 62 cents, so
I also bought him Gotham Knights. Which
Okay,
he was more interested in Gotham Knights anyway, so he was going to play that. But here's what I want to say, and it was kind of funny. Tevye brings up a good point. Why wasn't this in season 1? So many people are like, why wasn't this the first season?
It's basically because they like to milk as much as they
drag
can.
it out, basically.
Drag it out, yeah. They like to drag it out.
They're going to have to find a way to bring back Diana. There's any number of ways they can bring back Wonder Woman. And here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say there is a season. I'm without a shadow of a doubt they're going to bring back Wonder Woman in some degree. There's no way they don't. There's no way they have a Justice League without Wonder Woman. Oh, in which case, if they have Wonder Woman be a playable character, then Taladia, I'll trade you. I'll let you play as Superman if I can play as Wonder Woman.
That works for me.
In which case, it's kind of funny. Rocksteady would have given us a Wonder Woman game before Monolith.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
I'm just saying. But so when I saw this, I'm like, well, Joker's okay, Tevia. I understand kind of why they want to do Joker because Batman and Joker sell, but at least he should have been the next one instead of Mrs. Freeze and or Lawless. But the point is, we're finally gonna get to play as Deathstroke. Now, Taladia, have you heard anything about the league having movesets programmed into the game?
No, I haven't spoken to Miller in quite a long time, so I would have reached out to Miller if that was the case. If that's the case, I would have asked him if that's true. I haven't seen it on any of the Reddit posts either.
Yeah, I heard it from one source. That's why I'm like, this is not confirmed or in any way. I'm curious if the Batman we're getting stuff. Well, yes, Tevia again, because as I've said many times, Kevin the way game recording works when you have an actor come in is you record for literally all the content that you have planned with this game. So Conroy came in and recorded everything from the main game and the post game. Yeah. Again, this is not going to save the game, but this could get at least the player count up a little. I like to think playing as Deathstroke will get the player count a little higher. At least a little. You're giving the player base something they wanted for so long, assuming they don't screw it up. So, yeah. So what do you think, Taladia? And Taladia's his internet. Okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah, it's just you're a little delayed, I think.
Okay, hold on, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, JJheat.
Yeah. Okay.
So as I was saying, I think it's going to be interesting to see Deathstroke, right?
It was a punter.
It was a punter. And I also think what interests me as well about Deathstroke is how is his reaction to Batman, his interaction with Batman is going to be.
Yeah, because remember, this is the Arkham Deathstroke. So it's essentially like he's been like, this is the Deathstroke from Arkham Origins, ostensibly. We'll finally get a payoff to that post-credit scene where Deathstroke joins Argus.
Yeah. It's going to be also interesting to see his gameplay mechanics too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your prediction? What's your prediction for the gameplay mechanics?
I think his traversal will be a grappling hook. I don't think they'll give him another jetpack because you already have Lawless, and plus it makes him too much like Deadshot. I think he'll go with the grappling hook. I think his melee weapon will be a bow staff. As for guns, I could see him using assault rifles and like essentially doing the King Shark thing where he has the assault rifle and like the large heavy machine guns.
You think so? Okay.
As for his super ability, I would say he just chucks frag grenades.
Now, I think, from Arkham Origins, where he does that, where his bow staff releases like mini grenades.
Yeah, you could do that. That would be cool. Cameron says, I was about to say that this is Arkhamverse. Shouldn't he already be on the team? It could be. No, see, here's my theory on that, Cameron. I think that when she recruited him for Argus, she didn't put him in the Suicide Squad. I think she just had him work for her. She knows he's got a nice little Argus tag on his shoulder pad. So I think he was like Waller's personal assassin, and then he wasn't technically on the Suicide Squad. Yeah, once...
prior to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, did we ever get an official explanation for that or just a cutscene?
Just the cutscene.
Okay.
Into the Slade, yeah, just the cutscene. I am hoping that Deathstroke tells the rest of the squad, like Harley Quinn, to be quiet and tell Lois she's naked. Yeah, that would be really funny if Slade is like the one straight man that's like essentially telling the squad, you guys talk way too much.
Wait. This means that Arkham Origins is now canon, because technically he was going to be in the original Suicide Squad. Think about it, Jared.
Yeah, that's true. And that would be freaking dope.
So it's #full circle.
Yes, that is #full circle. And yeah, that would be really cool. And plus, in terms of costumes, it would be kind of cool if they added his movie costume. That's what they really should do. Add all the movie costumes for these characters. Like, well, Cameron, there was some like conversation about like some of the events, because some of what happens in Arkham Origins kind of contradicts what was said in the game, in the other Arkham games, if I remember correctly.
In Arkham Knight, yeah.
In Arkham Knight, yeah, it kind of contradicts a little bit, but there's some pretty cool stuff. Now, again, I am just blown away that they had this design waiting for so long, and they saved Deathstroke for the end to give us. Okay, the Joker was pretty good. I understood why they gave us Joker first, but Mrs. Freeze and Lawless? Are you kidding me?
Wait. I noticed something. It says August on his shoulder pad.
That's why I'm saying he wasn't technically on the Suicide Squad. Maybe he was in Argus, just as an Argus operative.
Yeah. But, I was going to ask you something. Put in a private chat where you found that Justice League thing.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now because it's interesting about that, because it's just one video, and I'll pull it up. That's why I'm like, I don't think that this is like
legit.
I'm not convinced yet that it's legit. I don't think it's entirely BS, but I don't think it's like entirely like. I don't think it's like. Well, let me put it this way: I haven't seen enough to say that it's like 100%. I think that this is the one. I'll put it in the private chat. Is the game? Yes, it is. It's still a fun game if you play it. See, that's the thing. All in all, it's a fun game to play. That's what you have to understand. I have fun playing it. It's a lot of you enjoy playing it. So let's see.
I'm sure the gameplay is very decent for a basically DC's Fortnite, so for all intents and purposes. But yeah, in terms of story mode, now granted, I could be wrong. They could, with the whole Return to Justice League and the final Deathstroke DLC, they could stick the landing best case scenario. I'm going to be cordial. I'm going to be respectful. I can be somewhat optimistic. But given what we've seen of this game, it's not going to save it long term.
No, it's not going to save it.
Last few performances, it's not salvageable.
No, it's not going to save it. So seasons 4 to 5 is when I say that this game just wraps up. They'll just do the Brainiac story, but yeah, in terms of this now, in terms of after, I think what they do, because that there is some talk that they may want to like. Because I could see them at one point installing releasing an offline mode for the game, so you don't have to play it online, and also they don't have to maintain the servers. So you can still play it, but you can play it single player if you want.
Okay.
Wouldn't you have to retrofit the entire gameplay coding wise?
Not necessarily. Deathstroke could have gliding wings like the one he had in the comics. Yeah, that too. That would 100% work. There's any number of like ways they can really make Deathstroke work really well. And I like the idea that of all the DC characters that they could have used to like secretly be killing Brainiacs behind the scenes, yeah, I can buy Slade would be slaying Brainiacs 100%. And yeah, go ahead.
But I just think what they're gonna do the first half of this season is focus on Deathstroke bringing back Batman, and maybe the second half is like them talking about bringing back Superman into the fold, possibly, and then maybe
what they could do here's what they could do if they don't want to do season 5.
Mhm.
Because if you notice, last season they had 2 Brainiac boss fights.
Mhm.
So just roll it into 2. Just say, oh, okay, both Brainiacs. So we're gonna finally fight the full Brainiac and rescue Superman. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, but then that contradicts the whole rumor of the Justice League playing as the Justice League situation.
No, but what you could do, and then season 5, if assuming it gets to season 5, do that.
Yeah.
And plus, season 5 can be them trying to get Wonder Woman back.
You know, Jared's gonna milk this when the Wonder Woman's playable. You know that, JJheat?
Oh,
More
if she is
likely.
playable, that's the only. She and Superman are going to be the only character. I'm going to have them as permanent members of my team. You kidding me? It's going to be Wonder Woman, Superman, Deathstroke, and Green Lantern. Bye bye, Deadshot. I got a way better guy with a gun. Let's be honest, Deathstroke is better than Deadshot. And they even made a joke about that in the game. WB doing bad, even with the new. Yes, they are doing really bad. Honestly, they're not going to add General Zod. They're not going to add Tevia.
No.
As we said before, Tevia, Deathstroke is going to be the last. Assuming that let's assume the Justice League thing happens.
Yeah.
Slade is going to be the last villain they add to the game. That's it.
This is the last DLC character, Tevia. There's no more DLC.
They're not going to add Zod or Sinestro. They're not going to add any of those characters. They're not.
Tevia, I literally spoke to Miller Ross on my channel, and Miller Ross actually said this on my channel. If you paid attention a few months ago, you heard specifically
and
said.
He has. And here's the thing about credit to Miller Ross. I was listening back to that interview today, Taladia. Literally everything he said came true.
Exactly.
Literally, I was astounded because I was rewatching it. And I'm like, that came true. That literally all came true.
It's like this came true.
Yeah, it's like the characters that were added, the DLC seasons they were added. Now the only one that he had an asterisk on was Wonder Woman. But here's the thing: there's any number of ways they could bring Wonder Woman back to life with magic, or maybe she actually wasn't dead. She was just brought up to Olympus and she returns. There's any number of ways they could do that. Any number of ways.
But it's still, you know what? I still think that once this releases, because would you believe this releases the week of the Game Awards?
This releases on Tuesday.
If this releases on Tuesday, this makes me wonder: are we going to get a gameplay trailer?
I think we'll get one, and we'll probably get a roadmap at a certain point, maybe when this releases, that shows what's included in this. And imagine if they put in small letters, playable Justice League. And I'm like, wait, what?
If they do that, they've won the fans back.
I think, see, I don't want to get hopes up. And yes, Cersei could bring Wonder Woman back, but we don't think Cersei exists in this universe. Again, Tavia, we're going off of what's in here. But anyway, let's say they did announce that, then the fan base would come back. We basically gave you a Justice League game. You have to play as the Justice League and fight Brainiacs. There you go. You're done. And what you could do, technically, it's kind of funny. You can replay the entire game with the DLC characters. So what I'm thinking, if this happens to be true, you could have like Superman fighting evil Green Lantern, Wonder Woman fighting the Flash.
I doubt that though. I think that it's going to be specifically to I think it's going to be for a certain segment. I think the Justice League part is going to be for a certain segment. I don't think it's going to be for the full game. That's my thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give you hopes up for everything. I just want to take that in a bit, because we can't go into high expectations in this. After what happened with Rocksteady, we got to go into low expectations in this, guys. I've said it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Go into this low expectations, because don't go into thinking that this is going to be the greatest thing ever. After what happened with Mr. Freeze and Lawless, like, go into this not expecting good things, because if you're expecting this to be the greatest thing ever, then you're setting yourself for disappointment, because it's not the same Rocksteady as has been said multiple times. It's not the same Rocksteady. The higher ups have left the studio, and now it's like them pivoting back to Batman. It's like, okay, they have to put something out the rabbit, and this is it. Deathstroke is the rabbit out the hat, basically.
Mm-hmm. But
Sorry
by
if
the
I'm
way,
rambling.
Talati, I am dropping in the private chat a video from a year ago that also reported on the possibility of a leak that they could play as the League.
Okay.
So I'm just showing that, and if you want to even reach out to Miller and see what he thinks, if he's heard anything about that.
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
see.
reach out to him, because I know he's
Mm-hmm.
I know he's currently busy playing Marvel Rivals right now.
Of course, everyone is. But all in all, okay, this is pretty good. And thank God they actually got a good design.
You know what? This actually stands out to. It reminds me of the New 52.
Yeah, it
Somewhere
does. Actually, hang on. I'll pull that up. Because they did a run. And this is what I think, was it Cameron? This is what... hang on. Okay, so someone in the chat brought up the Daniels. Okay, it was Enzo. So, and by the way, Taladia, this eventually has to be a book we cover for Snyder fans read comics. I think you would really dig this.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be covering that once.
So,
Volume 1.
Tony S. Daniel, you'll know him, Taladia, as the artist for Superman and Wonder Woman. He wrote a Deathstroke book. And I'm going to show you. This is a moment that I am going to share. So this is basically the cover of the comic.
Let's see. Oh my God.
Deathstroke on Themyscira with the God Killer sword.
Yeah, this was like, wait, wasn't this the first volume of Deathstroke
Nope.
Rebirth?
2. Actually, this was because they did a couple of other volumes. They did one where he was hunting Lobo. That was also dope. They did one where he teamed up with Zella from the Wildcats. And then they started this ongoing series with Tony S. Daniel, where Deathstroke was de-aged through... I don't think they even explain how Deathstroke got his de-aged. But he went to Themyscira because he was contracted to kill a Titan. And he had the sword, and then so he does something that unleashes the Titan, and Diana goes, "Do you realize what you've done? You've unleashed death." And then it's kind of funny. There was this book. Actually, no, I'm not gonna tell you the end because it has a really hardcore end.
Jared, I want to go into the Deathstroke book fresh. I do not want to go into it now.
Okay. What did your appetite? But by the way, this is a bloody book. Bloody.
Okay, that sounded British right there. That sounded just British right there. So that was perfect.
I'm no JJheat playing John Constantine, but I try my best.
Bloody wankers, the whole lot of you.
There you go. Yeah. All right, next topic. You guys want to discuss Creature Commandos or the end of Superman and Lois?
Get the Frankenstein's monster out the way. I'll be tame. I know this is PG-13. I promise to be tame, Jared.
Okay, so Creature Commandos released, and I'm going to tell you this. It was better than I thought it was going to be to a certain degree. By the way, Sam Liu, if you're watching this, great job, sir. Okay. So, yes, it had James Gunn's humor in it, but he didn't dwell on it too much. So it was really like, yeah, it's there, but because of the pacing, he didn't like dwell on the really yes, thank you, JJheat. He didn't dwell on the really infantile humor that long. That's why I didn't necessarily mind it this go around. So let's start with JJheat. What did you think of the first episode of the Creature Commandos?
Okay, the first episode was very solid. I'm kind of not a big fan of the whole Okay, I want to properly explain myself. This should have been just a clean slate reboot from the get-go.
Mhm.
Now, I understand because of contracts and obligations, people getting paid, production, that you want to make sure everything lines up rather than buying actors and production crew out. It's especially when you're Warner Brothers and you got $9 billion in the hole. I understand that. But stop trying to make DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. It just creates a tonal whiplash. Either go full grimdark or go full Guardians. You keep trying to have this have your cake and eat it too. You had it with Suicide Squad 2016. You had it with the Suicide Squad in 2021, though not as obnoxious. And then you had it in the aforementioned game on a previous topic, but that was arguably worse.
What are we? Some type of Suicide Squad?
With monsters.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. That was even something IGN said, is that if you're looking for something fresh, this is not it. It's basically Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it.
So you done with your thoughts, JJheat?
Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry, I just want to get that main point out the way. But as is, especially with Bride's backstory. Again, I don't know what. Please leave a time code for Jared when we actually do go into spoilers. So I'll try to be non-spoiler. I'll try to not spoil.
Okay, here, hang on. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! All right, we're on spoilers. Go.
Basically, they're going to a foreign country to garner natural resources. The princess is pretty much completely one note, though Rick Flag doesn't act on it right away. That's for episode 2. And outside of that, it's mostly focused on Bride Frankenstein's backstory, albeit much closer to the actual older horror book, not the actual DC Comics Frankenstein. Or at least James Gunn and co. are trying to create an amalgam of the two. Again, we only see Frankenstein in terms of the end episode stinger and in the context of Bride's backstory. We do not see how Frankenstein is characterized in the show's present day. We just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Could he still be a certain way? Could he still be a foil to Bride? Could he be a complete butthole? I'm trying to keep this PG, Jared. We just won't know. So please, especially on social media, take everything going on with a grain of salt because we only got the first 2 episodes. At least get through half of the season before you make any real opinion. I think that's fair.
Okay, that's fair. How did the Suicide Squad movie that flopped get 2 spinoffs while well, here's the thing. The first Suicide... Oh, yeah, you're talking about the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I know. Isn't that stupid? Okay, so Taladia, your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, so my thoughts is that the first episode was interesting, and full spoiler, I did not like that girl. Right?
Oh, the princess?
Yeah, I did not like her at all because she's too creepy for me. Bruce Timm creepy.
Right? Bruce. Or how about, all right, let's talk about it. So the fact that the scientist that creates the Bride of Frankenstein then has sex with her.
Yeah, that really.
I'm like, what?
I'm just like, no.
I'm like,
so wrong.
What the hell is this?
I was like,
there's a Paul joke in here somewhere, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
No, don't even do it, JJheat.
He'll try.
But when I did my reaction to the show, I had to take that part out.
Literally. Oh yeah, definitely edit that out. Please edit that out.
I did.
Yeah.
I edited that out because
a lot of people think the princess is Clayface, in which that's even creepier for Flag. He's like, I slept with a clay monster. That doesn't JJheat, god damn it.
You said it perfectly.
That's such a good one. Oh gosh, that's great.
But I found something interesting, right, about the show. The Nina girl, right? The
Mhm.
Flish girl, right?
She
I
was
did not know
great.
I thought she was an interesting character, but I also find the bride's backstory also interesting, right? Because as someone that's never seen a Frankenstein movie before, right? This was really interesting to the direction that they're going in and to understand how Frankenstein got his bride, so to say.
Hmm.
Um, so I found that interesting. Uh, but like I said, the whole, you know, I'm trying to keep it PG as I can.
Yeah.
The things that can't be said on YouTube, right? The
Hmm.
thing that happened, right? I'm just like the Bruce. I'll just call it Bruce Tim. The Bruce Tim thing, right?
God damn it.
The Bruce Tim thing that happened in the show. I'm just like, no, this shouldn't be happening.
I'm
And
like, there's the James Gunnism.
I'm just like, no. So when I did reaction, I was just like, cutting that out straight away. I was like, nope, I'm cutting that out. I'm just like, but honestly, the first episode was good. The second episode was even more interesting. But towards the end, when they did that montage thing, I was just like, yes, this is something really cool.
The other thing that the other critique is that he put in a song in the middle of the battle between the Queen and Cersei, and I'm like, the song is not needed here. But besides that, pretty good. Yeah, he was very restrained on that. I liked Cersei. I thought she looked really cool. She moved really cool and all
Yeah.
that stuff. The Sons of Themyscira thing, I'm like, can we stop making fun of the anti-woke crowd? Because that joke is overplayed.
You're
Like
beating a dead horse at this
to
point.
the yin yang, and I'm like, you're not doing anything with that.
Jared, and that part I also cut out from my reaction. Too.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, that doesn't work. But I did enjoy this so far. So
It'd be-
yeah.
Hold on, let's briefly talk about it for a second, because it'd be one thing if Cersei was actually bewitching these guys to do what she wanted. That's one thing. But as is, based on the segment and the prologue, these incels, for lack of a better term, are actively doing this on their own accord with all the destruction and pillaging. Like, did you not think this through? Like, you're so caught up in the joke that you're not contextualizing anything in context. And these are supposed to be the henchmen to your main villain.
That is true.
I mean, one throwaway line would have fixed all of this.
But
yeah, exactly. Or like a scene of them like glowing like purpley.
Something.
But you know what I was gonna say also
Mhm.
is the gods, the girls, the little princesses god saying the 90s
what's up constantly.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, stop.
No.
See, this is the problem with James Gunn's humor. He latches onto a joke and then pounds it into the ground.
Yeah, he's done that too many. He did that too many times in that first two episodes. I'm just like, there's no need for that, right? I was just like, no. All right, and that's another bit I cut out. But I'll say this though. I think if I had to review the first episode, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say that.
I say the second episode as well, 8.5. So it's two solid episodes. I think that the 2 points that had to be taken off was the whole, the Bruce Tim thing. That's the best way to put it. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG for you. So
yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Nice one, JJheat. Nice one. You're on fire tonight.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Yeah, in terms of for me, yeah, it's like there were a lot of stuff I liked about this. I liked the animation style and everything like that. Yeah, but I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for both episodes. And I'm like, okay, let me put it this way: I'm intrigued. Because this also kind of showed me that maybe he can hold off on the humor a little bit. We'll see. So,
but before we change subjects, I also going to mention this. I thought Amanda Waller low blowing Rick Flag Sr. with Rick Flag Jr.'s death. I was just like, no way she said that. That's a low blow.
The other thing, here's the other thing. And I just realized this today, when she identified Weasel as like the last survivor of like the starfish thing, and I'm like, no, he wasn't. Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, Ratcatcher,
They're referring to the
Shark.
massacre in the prologue. In a post-credit scene, it was revealed Weasel escaped, survived the massacre.
No,
How
but
about
she said, no. She said Project Starfish. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess in the DCU they changed it to where he survived Starro instead of the original prologue massacre. Because I know he survived the original
But where's
massacre.
Bloodsport then? And Peacemaker?
Well, no. But here's the question. How did Weasel survive the water? Because didn't he sink in the water?
That was in
he can't
Suicide
swim.
Squad. That was in Suicide Squad. He came back. Who's a starfish? Nick, watch Suicide Squad. They make a joke about that.
Nick, think of it like this. Just all you need to know is at least Frankenstein and Nightwing know how it feels.
Oh God damn it!
Oh God, he's gonna
I'm
be
3
like,
for 3.
3 for 3. My God, that is great.
Weaseled his way out of here.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Do you think Cersei will join the Creature Commandos? Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Thoughts on the changes to the Sons of Sons of Themyscira concept? Do you know what that actually is?
Go on.
So New 52, they added this thing. So you know how like they have the whole more mythologically accurate story about how the Amazons seduce sailors, sleep with them to procreate. So what they did is that if the child is male, they put them on a specific island, and it's like all men there. So they're called the Sons of Themyscira. Then they created the New 52 down at Troy and slaughtered all the men. So that's what the Sons of Themyscira are in the comics. Not the incel group that they have in this. So that's the other part where I'm like, are you kidding me?
Now, it's very plausible. It's very plausible that towards the end of the conflict in the last couple of episodes, that, these guys don't know what you're talking about. They don't remember all this destruction. They were bewitched by Cersei the entire time. Mm-hmm. They don't even remember the last time they went to a party or a kegger or something along those lines. Don't use that as a cop-out after the fact in the last few episodes of the season. There's a thing called show, not tell.
Not according to James Gunn.
But I think they shouldn't have done the Sons of Themyscira and should have just
poor taste, low-hanging fruit.
No. What they should have done is just focus just on Cersei herself.
Had her turn men into animals. She does that.
Yeah, exactly. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. But no. Go ahead.
But I also think we've also forgot to mention the whole thing that James Gunn added with G.I. Robot. That's another thing too, which I was just like, no need for that. There's no need for him to bring that in the show.
What, him constantly wanting to kill German soldiers in World War II?
Yeah. I was just like, no, there's no need for them to keep on repeating himself for every character.
What it is? It's another joke. This is a repeat joke from Suicide Squad, because remember when Bloodsport goes, Nanawe, monster is Yum Yum. It's to like aim him so he'll attack the main threat.
And I'm just like, okay, this is just me personally. This is a robot who was programmed for a specific function between World War II, the political friction and the aftermath of the war, before being aimless and all these other things for 74 years. So from 1950 to now, he was aimless before ending up in prison. Why wasn't G.I. Robot officially decommissioned? He served his purpose, even with the political tension notwithstanding. Why is a robot incarcerated? He should be either decommissioned or turned off.
Or take out his battery.
Yeah, exactly. Decommission. Kingdom Come, John Kent is the truth. Yes, exactly. Thank you, QT. Someone on my platform claims that the wait for the air cut is almost over. The question is when, if true. I don't know when, but yeah, I do think that they're going to release it at some point. Yeah, how did G.I. Robot get in prison?
Mass unaliving, but again, he's a robot. He doesn't need to be incarcerated. He needs to be decommissioned.
Yeah, but how else are you going to have G.I. Robot in the I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Suicide Squad. It's almost like this is the exact copy of the Suicide Squad because James Gunn de-established the Suicide Squad in Peacemaker.
No, but Nick is just saying, what are we? Some kind of Creature Commandos?
Has anyone tried turning the robot off and on again? Exactly. But yeah, that see again, that goes back to my main point. James Gunn takes a joke and then repeats it to. You ever have that one friend that tells a joke that at first is really funny, but won't stop telling it over and over and over and over again, and then it stops being funny?
But you know what's also interesting, right? Is that at one point you feel sorry for the bride, then you feel sorry for Frankenstein, but then what he does in the show, you don't feel sorry for him, and I'm just like, no, you deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you agree with me on that, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
Like what he did to his creator.
Mm-hmm.
And
Question. Speaking of Creature Commandos, reminds me, do you guys see the trailer for more of the season which shows Superman? Yeah, all right, so here's the trailer.
all right, we're talking
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah,
So-
we have to get that out the way.
Here's our first. This is the part that pissed me off. So, this is our first introduction to characters such as Batman, Peacemaker, Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom, and Starfire. Everyone except Superman is stabbed through with pikes, and Superman is crucified.
Wait, Nick, be prepared for this. Be prepared for this image, because if Jared's got the image, then he can
I don't
show
want to
you.
put it up there because I don't want to get good grab for copyright.
Oh, put it in the group chat.
Yeah, that's probably safer.
Yeah.
I'll put it in there later. But
Yeah.
and I'm like, so first off, a nightmare future. If only we knew another director that did that. Or Superman portrayed as a Jesus allegory. I wonder where he got that. Yes, Starfire. It is legit Starfire.
It's legit Starfire. We're not joking about this.
Our first introduction to these characters is their corpses. Our first seeing them is that. And I'm like, okay, that's where I felt, no, that is dumb. That is 100% dumb. But other than that, I'm like, as of yet, there's nothing that's like overly offensive. Let me put it to you that way. Yet. Could be more.
Jerry, do you see what Nick just said in the chat?
Okay, enough. A shame she didn't. I see what you're saying. Why are they? I don't. It's heavy. I don't know why you're asking me that now. They don't. That was in a trailer. I don't know.
We don't know. That will be a future episodes. But
yeah, I don't know why you're asking that now. Lois will be the key again. God no. They better hope that when I play as Deathstroke, Lois Lane is not in the immediate vicinity because I'm hunting her.
Oh, speaking of Lois Lane, Jared, have you read Absolute Superman issue 2 yet?
Yes, it's not bad. I liked it.
Yeah, and I also saw Absolute Wonder Woman. He actually enjoyed it for some weird reason.
A, it's not written
but
by
Steve Trevor's in that book. I thought he would hate it.
A, it's not written by Tom King. B, it's not written by Tom King. C, it's not written by Tom King. It's actually well written. D, it's not written by Tom King. That's all I gotta say.
That's 4 not written by Tom King's and good art.
Yeah. Deathstroke being in the Suicide Squad game. No, I know that, Garatina. I never said it would save the brand. I just said it's cool that he's being added into the game. Anyway,
so I think we should switch. Let's switch over to some
Superman and Lois. All right. So did you guys know there was a bit of controversy with this ending?
Yeah.
On Twitter. So what happened is, the way this ends is that we get a flashback, a montage show at the end of the episode. First off, the fight with Doomsday was awesome. The fight with Superman versus Lex Luthor was great. So
could have been better in my opinion.
Yeah. So then we get this scene. So it's Clark basically narrating somehow on his deathbed, even though he's dead, but how is he narrating? It doesn't make sense. So we see Clark is a grandpa. And first off, did you know that one of those boys, one of the adult version, I think it's Jordan, is played by the Lois Lane actor's husband?
Yes, adult John in the montage.
That's kind of creepy.
I mean, couldn't you just get an extra on staff? I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do, but hey.
Well, not only that. So then we see they have like 18 kids. And all the kids are like legit, like practically blue eyes, blonde hair, like the most like generic kids ever.
But
And if
you know
Britt's
what's
in the
worse?
chat, she can talk about that.
But you know what's also worse? Steel. They showed the suit of Steel, like
With the
behind the
cape
scenes.
and the S! I'm like,
We missed out on that.
Oh,
We
so
missed-
apparently they also revealed that if they got more seasons, we would have seen that we would have seen our good friend Superman fighting Darkseid in the show.
Yeah,
That would have been
we
a
got
little
rid-
tacked on.
Yes, you did hear that right, Karen Bailey. Well, what I mean is like they were all like the most, and none of the kids had powers. So what was annoying the kids is that they pointed out that like, oh, Superman abandoned being Superman because he's like he has a normal life, and I'm like, okay,
Smallville did it better. I think we can all mutually agree on that.
yeah, because he actually became Superman. Even no, he waited so long for that.
That and in Smallville, at least if we're going by his cameo in Crisis, he actively gave up his powers willingly. Are we talking? Are we discussing spoilers?
Yeah,
we're
it's fine.
talking
That's
spoilers.
fine.
Okay. Spoilers for the season 4 and the finale in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Spoilers.
Thank you. The death of Superman storyline is regulated to a single episode. Then he gets a heart transfusion from his father-in-law, i.e., Injustice 2, and then Clark slowly but inevitably loses his powers over the course of a montage before he inevitably passes away.
He lives for 32 years and then passes away. That is correct.
Yes.
And
But
I'm like, okay, here's my problem with this season. Are you ready?
go on.
Okay, so JJheat, I'm going to ask you this. How did they market? What storyline were they using to market this season?
Jan Jurgen's one and only good storyline,
Which is?
Death of Superman.
Oh, so you mean it wasn't just for 2 episodes?
A rare Jared ran on the channel, ladies.
Oh, and then
gentlemen.
here's the thing. So remember when Talati and I reacted like crazily because they teased Brainiac in dialogue? It's just a computer hacker named Brainiac.
Yeah.
Really, I thought he was Toyman.
No, he's not Toyman. That is Brainiac.
That is Brainiac.
It is the Milton Freeman version of Brainiac, but he's still an alien. Or something like that.
You couldn't get the makeup department to put some green on him, something?
No, he was an actual dude, a nerd.
I was a little concerned because I was like, oh no.
Just make him toy. It'd be a much cheaper with the licensing fee and everything.
But no, that would require actual work, JJheat. That would require actual work.
But I'll say something, right? So the whole dialogue with Clark at the ending of the season, I think that was maybe from his AI. That's what I'm thinking. Because you remember in the beginning he had an AI set up in the Fortress of Solitude. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
So if you think about it, he could be the narrating of the 32 years he had left.
True, but how would the AI know what he was thinking about when he died? My Brit says Clark should never have given up his powers. Kingdom Come will always be the best ending. That is correct. Oh, and by the way, Brit's here.
He's back.
Yeah, and the thing about this is like the rest of it was pretty good. I like the fight scene. The Doomsday design was actually pretty decent, even though Doomsday looked a little fat. But I'm like, at least they made him look mostly like the. And yes, you did, Zeke, but it's okay. We all pretty much enjoyed it, Zeke, for Creature Commandos. But yes, and please leave a like, everyone.
Leave a like. Yeah.
Oh, please leave a like on the stream.
F in the chat for Frankenstein.
Yes.
I said what I said.
So, are all 18? I think all
In total.
It's in total. But still, it's like they all are like the most generic family ever. And I'm like, what? And Brit DM'd me, she's like, this is the most white bread family ever. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
But if I had to rank Superman and Lois, season 3, then season 4, but that's because season 3 had a bit more payoff to it. Season 1, and then at the bottom, season 2. Season 2.
Mine was actually 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're ranking straight chronologically. If you're
straight chronologically, because 1 was awesome, 2 was great, 3 got great at the end, 4 was okay, wasted a storyline, wasted characters, although it's kept up by the fact that they had Lex Luthor challenge Lois on air. That was great. But still, it's like, you wasted the death of Superman.
Overall, I would agree with that list, but you also got to factor the teen drama, and I'm just like, Jordan is so bloody annoying.
Oh, and here's the thing. Suddenly he gets powers out of nowhere.
That's Jonathan.
Jonathan. I'm like, what?
Jonathan was the better twin by fans, and he's the actual one that's actually based on an established character.
Although when they give him a suit, because everyone gets suits, he just gets the Connor Kent suit.
Well, you already have Jordan as your John Kent stand-in, so what can you do?
He gets the Con-El suit from the New 52.
Yeah, that's what happened at the end. He got the Cornell suit, and
I'm like, what?
Jonathan gets the Connor Kent, and Jordan gets the Cornell New 52. So I like the paying homage to the New 52 though. That
is a nice
the other thing is that they didn't give John the coat.
No, they didn't. No.
Because you know how Connor Kent has that stupid leather jacket, or at least I would like it better. Natasha's suit is the same thing except with an S on it, Tabby. I don't know why.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, JJheat.
Wait, didn't in the season with Bizarro, when we went to visited Bizarro World, didn't Bizarro John get the 90s leather jacket?
He has the coat in that one. He has it in that one. It's just in this one he doesn't have the coat. And then Steel was the most heartbreaking for me because, all right, I'm gonna pull up the suit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to at this point
for context.
So this was the suit. All right, this is what they took from us. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to find the actual picture. Hang on. Okay, here we go. I got it. This was the suit that Steel was gonna have. Hang on. Look at that.
We were robbed.
He even has the freaking cape. Obviously, he would have his helmet, but we were actually gonna have the cape.
You do get a brief silhouette in the final shot, but it's so faded you can't really tell the cape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, Britt says, well, that's what they want for Superman is the generic nuclear family, a normal family for the American imagery. Yeah, exactly. That's why they grew up. None of them have powers. Everyone's normal. And I'm like, yeah, that's the stupid part. And I'm like, what's the point? And see, at least if they had done the Kryptonian healing coma thing, maybe I would have also given it a little more in there. But then they were like, no, it was it was also like he got a heart transplant from her father who took Kryptonian drugs that gave him Kryptonian DNA. Yes, they could have made this the entire time, Cameron. That is correct. We could have had that. It would have still had that weird Iron Man helmet, but it would have had the cape and the S.
That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had like the more actual face helmet thing that.
Oh, that's almost impossible to craft in live action.
And you can't do it CG because that won't work. Wait, who are otherwise? Yeah, I think they married Candace and Sarah essentially is what they did by implication. So I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of works. I will say though, and by Tatavia, I addressed the Lex Luthor fight. I will say though, this was the first piece of Superman media where Lois actually dies.
Not once.
Hmm?
Not once, but not only did she almost die, but she died.
No, she actually did die at the end of this. And I'm like, that's ballsy, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it was natural causes during the last couple of minutes.
JJheat, don't take this from me.
Don't take it from him.
Don't take this from me.
This is a win for him.
How does Steel's cape not get caught in his thrusters and caught on fire? That's a good question. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's a good
Shaq got away with it.
Maybe I think the cape is relatively short, so it's like it wouldn't like get caught in the boot thrusters. And I think Lex is also dead by the time Clark dies, which
in the
like,
cell
why?
in his cell.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, why?
No, but Jared, I'll say this though: when it comes down to Superman and Lois as a whole, I think it's a good series.
Yeah,
right.
Not bad.
It's a good series, right?
Heavily based on Man of Steel. Haha.
Yeah, heavily based on Man of Steel, heavily based on the New 52. So it's kind of cool that we got that. Now I am hoping, future whatever Gunn does for live action TV shows, besides the obvious one, I hope we do get like an Elseworld Superman show. I would love for that to be the case.
I think we can get that. Honestly, 4 was good. I wish Gunn wasn't a narcissist who could have seen Brainiac and Darkseid. Yeah, exactly. And tell you, I don't give this series a 10 out of 10 at all. It's not worthy of a 10 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because it had some weak seasons, but yeah, I will definitely give it an 8 out of 10.
Agreed. I give it.
I give Superman and Lois. If we cut Jordan's annoyance and the teen drama and angst, it bleeds down to a 7 because I just couldn't stand Jordan. I ended up leaving the show, dropping the show because of it.
That's good.
But ultimately, overall, it redeemed it. It got away from the Arrowverse. It was able to establish as his own thing. Tyler, the actor, he was really able to prove his own as one of the best Superman actors in live action. I got to give their props. So overall, I give it an 8. If we're factoring the teen drama, 7.5. But that's just me being cynical.
By the way, here's the image of the Super Family flying side by side. Here we go. There you go. I love that.
I love that shot.
Yep. See, there's Jordan in the new 52, and then we have the regular.
I'm sorry, it just looks so bland without the jacket. I'm sorry, like you could have added that in.
Yeah, but no one wears a leather jacket anymore.
But it fits the aesthetic. That's the whole point of the design.
That's why it doesn't work in the comics now.
Jared, do you remember the concept art for the suits?
Mm-hmm.
They came true. They did,
as a matter of fact.
It leaked out that those were going to be the suits for the boys, and they actually did come true. So,
not bad.
But if I had to rate the show, obviously I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Because not only did we get Bizarro in this universe, in this show, but we also got the Eradicator. We also got Doomsday. Obviously, we got Doomsday, but we got a fight. We got a fight scene that literally, if you take the ending of season 3, the beginning of season 4, it reminds you of the what's it called, Superman Doomsday. It reminds me so much of that film.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, no. Okay,
that's something you don't want people to remind you. I mean, they could have just given Connor a hoodie if they want to do away with the jacket. That too, a Kryptonian hoodie that would actually work.
Connor, don't you mean Jordan, Jonathan? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, Jonathan. Or I said also how it doesn't work in the comics. Heck, they technically combine New 52 Superman. Technically, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's so pretty cool.
I guess the only live action Brainiac will get his guns. Damn it. Yeah.
Is it been confirmed if it's Brainiac?
I don't think so. I think someone said suggested Brainiac, and I think Gunn said no. The main villain is Lex Luthor.
Yeah. So only time will tell, though, Cameron. To be honest with you on that.
Yeah,
But
we'll see. Gunn could always change his mind again.
I want to know what Gunn's DCU games will be. That's what I'm wondering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. But anyway, let's go to Q&A. All right, so you guys can ask us any questions about anything we've talked about or anything you want our opinion on. So let's go. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ask away.
You can ask us about anime. You can ask us about video games. You can ask us about...
Preferably not anime, because I don't know anything about anime.
We got JJheat here, so...
Mm-hmm.
So he's the anime expert.
I try. But I will say Daima is decent for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want more, please feel free to add in the comments.
While we wait for that, Jared, I gotta ask you this. You excited for the Game Awards next week?
If they will actually release a Wonder Woman trailer, yes.
I'll be I'm definitely excited for the Game Awards next week. I'm hoping that we not only do we get one superhero game, but I think we're gonna get 3 superhero games. Marvel's Wolverine,
Okay.
the Wonder Woman game,
Mm-hmm.
and then the revelation of the Fantastic Four and Marvel Rivals.
That is interesting. Tavia, you've asked us this question like every stream. We're not addressing that right now. You've asked us this question many times. We've already addressed this. Next question, ladies and gents. Give me something good.
Okay, so Cameron
says, do you guys think that if season 5 did come out and they did Dark Side, would it have worked? See, that's the question here. Because with a CW budget, particularly a budget that's been like slashed, would that have worked?
At least it won't be a cloud like in Smallville.
Yeah. Oh, well, who knows?
I mean, it was a cloud in like poof, like an airy thing. It wasn't like... I think the CW would have done a better job. I think the CW would have done a little bit more better job if they had the HBO productions behind it.
Yeah, that's true. Any opinion on current X-Men books? Nah, I'm not really checking out the current X-Men books. As I've said before, I've definitely brought up that I'm not really checking out X-Men.
And Cameron, to answer your question,
yeah, good.
It's possible, but Darkseid needs a lot of setup, and it's not like, okay, Mongol would have been a better choice given the structure and setting of Superman and Lois. He's a conqueror. You got World War, at least for a contained setting, relatively. Mongol would have been a better choice.
You could have done
rather than rushing straight to Darkseid.
You could have done the World Saga type of thing.
You think Brainiac would have worked if we got a continuation? I mean, they did make Brainiac work. Here's the thing, and Tevia brought this up in the chat earlier. They did technically get a good look at we got Brainiac in Krypton, and that was actually pretty good. So it's possible to get a good live action Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
On a CW's show's budget though, because that was on the Sci-Fi network.
Yeah, Sci-Fi network.
Yeah, Sci-Fi. Yeah.
We should cover that show. By the way, that's actually a really good show.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, because it's actually really, it gets really into Kryptonian culture. As Superman, Taladi, have you ever watched full on the show, like from beginning to end?
I dropped off after season 1.
Oh, so you didn't see Lobo?
No, I didn't.
They nailed Lobo.
It's kind of a slow burn, but it's worth it.
It's a really fun show. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Maybe I'll add that to rewatch. But yeah, question: do you think we would have gotten Cyborg Superman for the show? No way. They would have given us Hank Henshaw.
Not in the CW budget.
It's kind of difficult.
Well, actually, they gave you Cyborg Superman, Supergirl.
in Supergirl, yeah, but if you're thinking about Superman and Lois, you couldn't do it regardless because you need a Hank Henshaw to go into space, and then that would have set up the death of Superman, and they never did that. So
Yeah, the problem is they can't. They shouldn't bring in so many Death of Superman characters because, well, particularly in this show, they wasted the death. They can't even bring in the. You know what's kind of funny? Here's an interesting thing about Tevin's question, though. They literally used every Death of Superman. They use all 4 of the Reign Superman except for Cyborg, Superboy, Steel, and technically they used the Eradicator. That was Tal-Ro.
Season 1.
Technically they did do that. So you know what? That's actually really humorous when you think about it. But they used it in the wrong freaking order. Anyway, what other questions do you guys have?
If you want to ask us about Suicide Squad game, you can ask us about Suicide Squad game.
Maybe. It just depends.
Question from QT Comics saying, do you think Wonder Woman will show up in Creature Commandos?
No, because
No.
Besides a corpse, no, because what I've heard, well, first off, they would have cast her then, but what I think is going to happen is she'll, because what Britt has heard is that she's going to show up at the end of Paradise Lost. It's like she's recounting a story to someone about what happened in Paradise Lost, and then Wonder Woman is going to show up as a character.
Based on what we know, now granted this could change at any time given how James Gunn is very vocal on social media, but although Diana will get cameos here and there and will ultimately play a role in the end of Chapter 1's God and Monster, the big Justice League film, which everything's leading up to, she won't get a solo title in Chapter 1 from what we've seen, from the original announcement. She will not get a solo film in Chapter 1.
Yeah. Question: with this Superman show being over and James Gunn Superman being the last live action, do you think? Yeah, we'll probably get more live action. Do you guys see the Heroes United? Personally, it's still bad, but I like that James Gunn Jaime showed up. I almost said James Gunn, and Cersei is their first villain. Yeah, here's the problem with that. So, they gave Wonder Woman the immortality thing, which Britt and I are both like, ugh. But okay, so they gave her an accent. Here's the problem. Whenever Wonder Woman says what, it sounds like what. So she sounds German. And I'm like, I understand what they're doing. It's a fun concept for an app. I'll give you that. Yes, okay, it is a mobile game. It is a mobile game. Wait, there isn't going to be a Chapter 1 after Superman Legacy. Yeah, but we're saying, assuming that the plan goes through. So, yeah, because truthfully, I don't think that Superman is going to make enough for them to continue, but we'll see. What do you guys think about anything said?
I don't. Sorry, go on. You go first, JJheat.
As for me, again, we don't know what the finish line is because Creature Commandoes already got some decent momentum, even if it is a Suicide Squad revamp and everything with Peacemaker. So there is some momentum, or at least power, or at least a consensus of wanting DC to succeed. But if you really want this big undertaking, this overarching project, Superman Legacy has to make bare minimum $750,000, bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even
particularly if it's been estimated to be one of the most expensive Superman films.
I mean, if it's considered a success in the box office, then yeah, you might be able to justify it. But my prediction would be no less than 750 mil. It has to do better than Black Adam, which barely croaked at 400,000, maybe a little less.
And it has to also outperform Man of Steel.
Didn't Man of Steel top off at 650,000?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which I don't think is going to do that. Cameron says, so when the Gunverse finally comes into effect, does that mean no more individual projects, or can Gunn actually enforce that? I think that he has said they're gonna do Elseworlds projects and stuff, so it's not like that's going away. I'm sick of Suicide Squad, so am I. Well, remember, we're getting another version of Suicide Squad called The Authority, which is being reworked into an animated movie, reportedly.
Not
And the
confirmed.
Authority's not really a Suicide Squad per se. They're just they're not Vertigo. Yeah, Vertigo. They're basically Vertigo's Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
you know
you
what I'm trying to say. It's like it's like a team of heroes that are all anti-heroes that are undertaking missions for the government and all that. What other Elseworld stuff are we getting?
Anything that's not
Jurassic
DCU
League.
related are considered Elseworld
Jurassic
projects.
League, the Batman, anything not associated with James Gunn's universe, Tevia.
But
Wait.
go on. I was gonna say, I also really wanted to know if James Gunn is going to do some prequel comics to not to Creature Commandos, but to Superman, particularly Superman, because I would like for him to push the comic side of it and to start focusing.
He will.
On that.
Well, also here's the thing: they launched that podcast, DC, like it's basically
Showcase.
DC All Access, the showcase, where it's basically them talk about all things DC with comic creators and stuff. And yeah, they could use that, and I think they are going to use that to promote the comics that the movies and shows are based on. So there you go. No, DC did not lose the rights to Wildstorm. They bought the rights to Wildstorm. And Tevia, I know they're the Authority are Wildstorm characters, but they're owned by DC and were brought under Vertigo.
It'd be really cool though to see. I'll be honest with you. I'd love to see in Superman, the new movie, is to see Jor-El. I would like to see that in a Superman film, right? Or a speech of him overlapping the trailer. I would like to see that.
That would be interesting. They kind of did that in Man of Steel for the first trailer.
Yeah. So, and the way it's looking so much like the Christopher Reeve film. I don't know if you saw the CCXP images or whatnot of the sets. So one of them looked like the Richard Donner's crystallized S logo, and then you got mugs. What's it called? Cups of Superman logo, and then Superman flying in the middle of it. So that's pretty cool.
Yes, Wonder Woman is getting. Everyone is getting a show except Wonder Woman. I know. Trust me, that's freaking stupid.
This is getting to Jared.
Yeah, I
question.
know it is.
A question. Do you think No.
Supergirl is not going to be in Superman. James Gunn already confirmed it. So, all right. I think that's a good place to leave it. So, we live in a world where Kite Man is getting a series before Wonder Woman. I know, right? But Taladia, where can we find you and what have you got coming on your channel?
Okay, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays, and what I got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing reaction videos to episode 2 Creature Commando. That's coming up later on today. If you're in the UK, if you're in America, it'll be in about a few hours time where I'll be uploading it to YouTube. Also, I'll be doing Snyder Fans Read Comics next week, and also the Game Awards on my Twitch page, which is at twitch.tv/Taladia Plays, where I'll be reacting to the Game Awards on Thursday. And I'll also be doing the Power Rangers podcast with RTP. So stay tuned for that. And I'll also be doing a collab with JJheat sometime soon as well.
Okay. Oh, all right. As for me, excuse me. As for me, I'm currently working with these two on the Campbell retrospective. That's going to turn out to be a collab. We're kind of putting up the final details on that. Also, we're working on another Blazing Shonen. It'll either be the Game Awards or something else. Again, we're just trying to hash out some details on that. We'll let you guys know. And we're still pushing for 300 subscribers. I mean, we're at 292 on the channel. Hopefully we can do it. I believe in you guys. So let's see if we can get there.
As for me, movie nights on Sunday, and we're going to be talking about Man of Tomorrow. And then as for Super Wonder Legacy, it's going to be a pre-recorded one going out on Monday, where Britt and I basically adapt the storyline called A Day in the Life of Wonder Woman. And next week, since you guys clearly enjoyed my How I Would Write Wonder Woman, I'm going to do one How I Would Write Superman. And in terms of next UTC, I still don't know what I'm doing. But tomorrow at 2:30, I'll be on Sil Abdul's channel talking about comic books. And that's about all I got. So stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane, and Steve Trevor is Steve Never. They belong to General Zod. Zois and Max about for life. See you later. Bye-bye.